114, and in today's tutorial it's going to be a continuation on the course EDU114. We have been discussing about traditional education, and in today's tutorial we're going to be taking our bearing from the levels of traditional education. With this being said, let's just shoot into it. Alright, so we have we have EDU 114, and we have the levels of traditional education. Okay, now there are different levels to traditional education, among which are education for living in conformity with the tradition of the community, education for occupation and economic self-reliance, and education for special occupation. Three of them. Okay, levels of education. 1, 2, 3. Now we have education for living in conformity with the tradition of the community. Edu for living in conformity. All right, living in conformity with the tradition of the community. We have occupation and economic self-reliance. Edu for occupation and economic self-reliance. And thirdly, education for special occupation. Edu for special occupation. All these will dissect properly. All right, now the first one says education for living in conformity with tradition of the community. Now let's expand on that. This is a type of education. Are we together? This is a type of education referred to as the basic education which every member of the society, must acquire to be able to live a purposeful life. Please, I will write it out. Let me say number 1. Living in conformity. Let's put it like this. Living in conformity. All right. This type of education that you need to know. When we say conformity, you conform to the norms, to the rules and regulations of that community. This is the education you need to learn. It's like, let me use adage. It says, when you get to Rome, you behave like the Romans. Behaving like the Romans, coming outside, all right, coming outside Rome, you are not a Roman. So how do you want to behave like the Romans? You have to learn. You have to be educated in the ways of the Romans. Okay? For you to be able to conform, for you to be able to like what they eat, at least adapt and obey to what they want, what they eat, to their culture. All right? It's this type of education covers that perspective. When you learn to conform to what? To the when you learn to conform to the tradition of the community. All right, so that's a education for living in conformity with the tradition. Now this is the type of education which is referred to as the basic education, all right, which every member, basic edu, which every member of the society every member of the society must what? Acquire, must be knowledgeable about, to be able to live a purposeful life in the society. Are we together? Now, it is otherwise called the basic education. All right? Basic, it's otherwise called the basic education. Now, the content of the education include the history of the family, the group of society, the geography of the neighborhood, and knowledge of plants, and so on and so forth. Basically, it's just about knowing that community, or knowing the group of people that lives in that community, knowing their clans, knowing their family, knowing what they eat, knowing what they don't eat, knowing the vicinity, knowing the territory, knowing the associations, knowing their way of communications and things, just so that you don't clash. So that there are some communities now, if you go there, they say they don't kill cockroach, and you are allergic to cockroach. If you kill cockroach, it's liable to treason. They can kill you too. All right, so it's your responsibility to know, so that you can live purposefully, because there's nothing like I don't know before the law. All right, there's nothing like ignorant before the law. So you need to know that you may be able to live purposefully. This is why it is referred to as the basic education. All right, so that is sorted out. Now let's go to number 2, which is education for occupation and economic self-reliance. Now, this is the type of traditional education, all right, could be near equivalent to the secondary school level education in the formal structure. All right, it gives training in the area of maintaining home, growing food, practice of craft related to the needs of the honest community. Now, it offers occupations according to traditional patterns of division of labor. Father district directs the male children early enough to, all right, their occupations, and mother do likewise to their female children. Now, education for occupation and economic self-reliance. For occupation and eco self-reliance. All right, this is the kind of education that we can compare to that of the secondary school education that is formal. Okay, in this type of education, training, all right, it gives training in the area of maintaining, all right, let's just say in the area of being civil. All right, training in the area of being civil now covers, all right, being civil covers understanding of how you should maintain your home, grow your food, practice craft, and anything and everything that will help your community, being responsible to the community. All right, it also offers occupation according to what? Traditional patterns. All right, when we say occupation is like an obligation. All right, occupation is an obligation whereby you are responsible to something. Now, so this kind of education gives you that obligation that as a member of this society, I am responsible to this. This is my contribution to developing this society, and I must be true and honest in things I'm doing for the general good of everybody. All right, and it also encourages the division of labor. So all these things is encapsulated under being civil. Okay, so we have that as that. Now we have a special occupation. Here, the level of occupation is usually discreet, all right, usually secret and exclusive to respective families or courts. Secret, all right, exclusive. When we say exclusive, that means it's just for that person, not for any other person except this person. Exclusive, right? Secret, all right, secret and exclusive to respective families or courts. To respective families / courts. Okay? This is the kind of education that is not everybody that gets to know it. It's not the understanding and the wisdom is not revealed to the general public. It's only revealed to respective, to exclusive, to certain, to a selected number of people. All right, so it's more like a family thing or like a cult. Okay, so we have that as that. It's provided only, all right, for those who are entitled by birth, selection, or by special privilege. All right, like I said, it's not for the general public. So it's basically for people who are entitled to this education either by birth, all right, or by privilege, to be trained to practice the skill or craft or share the skill and knowledge. Are we together? This is a level of education regarded as higher education. All right, this one is called basic secondary school. This is higher kind of education, and it's true because in the higher education we have borrowed courses, but it doesn't make you management student. It doesn't make you health science student because you are doing GST. It doesn't make you. It's a general course, borrowed courses. Health science have their own courses. All right, health education have their own courses. This admin, okay, so it's specific knowledge for a specific discipline. So we can refer to this third phase as higher education kind of knowledge. Okay, so we have that as that. Now, the subjects of interest here include family craft, secret organization, religious priesthood, medicine, faith healing, massaging, health therapy, divination, and among others. Okay, like I said, it's just specific knowledge, specific skill directed towards a particular group of people or an individual. So now let's talk about higher educations. Don't forget, this special occupation is what we are referring to, the higher education type of education. All right, the higher type of education is this special occupation. So now let's talk about the types. There are so many types of higher education in the traditional society. Don't forget that all these three, they are levels of traditional education. All right, so now we are now going further into dissecting number 3, which is the special occupation, the higher level kind of education. So now under this number 3, we now want to look at the types. All right, types of higher education. Type of higher education in traditional society. Types of higher education in traditional society. Just trying to manage space here, so I don't get to be raising the board all the time. Now, there are so many types of higher education in the traditional society. Okay, this study will limit discussion to just 3. All right, which are the secret courts, traditional medicine, and divination. We are doing just 3. So we have secret, court, traditional med, and we have Divination. So we are going to take it out again from that 3. Now, secret court serves as institutions of higher education in traditional society. That's established already. It is at this level that the secret power, real or imaginary, profound native philosophy, science, and religion are mastered. Are we together? Real or imaginary secret powers. Secret powers, whether real or imaginary, are mastered. See why it's not for general public. So admission in this school is strictly, all right, admission is restricted to those who have demonstrated the capacity for further growth and ability to keep the secrets. Admission here is restricted only to very few people that are shown what? That has shown that they have the capacity, all right, to further growth and ability to keep the secret of the secrets. See why some of them, for them to back out, it becomes a problem, because this level, there's no going back. The moment you enter, to turn back is a problem. It's a matter of do or die, because now you have access to the secret, and that's why here the admission is restricted. Are we together? The admission is restricted. They are exposed to the study of secret power, whether real or imaginary, native philosophy, science, technology of animism, depending on the profession each wishes to pursue. They are exposed to dynamic powers. They are exposed to things not on the superficial, things that an ordinary person cannot comprehend, things that you cannot see on the ordinary level. That's what they learn here. All right, and that is why it is very restricted and difficult to join. All right, so now under the traditional med, what do we have? This is another type of higher education in traditional society. Traditional medicine follow definite natural law for restoration. All right, natural law for restoration. All right, restoration. Now when we say restoration, maybe you are sick, you've lost something, so naturally they will help you recover it. All right, every disease has its own curative approach, different from another. Some of these methods are herbalism. All right, here we have herbalism. Okay, we have massaging. All right, we have hydrotherapy and health therapy. Here they help you heal using natural herbs. Okay, the using of natural herbs to help you heal and cure diseases. Now, I said something about herbalism. Now, this is the systematic restoration of health through the administration of herbal therapies. All right, the restoration of health through what we call the administration of herbal therapies. Okay, through the administration of herbal therapies. That is what herbalism is called. All right, herbalist uses different parts of plants. All right, leaves, roots, bark, flowers, all right, juice, and so on, and sometimes part of animals in the preparation of the therapies. Okay, anything that involves the use of natural things to cure and heal diseases is what we call herbalism. Now, we also have massaging, which is the method of healing whereby the soft tissues of the body are methodologically manipulated to achieve the desired cure. Massage is not something new to us. Basically, it's when a professional, actually not anybody, somebody, well, if you know about it, you can achieve, but what you can achieve can't be compared of what a professional can achieve. All right, it is said to be the methodological. All right, don't just do it anyhow. It has a specific method, a pattern to follow, a methodological manipulation. You know where to press, right, to achieve a desired cure. Like somebody complaining of pain in the leg, as a massage therapist, you know what to apply, then manipulate that tissue. All right, the tissue in that part of the leg, manipulate it to achieve. Basically, it does more of relaxation, according to me, does more of relaxation and helps recovery. So we have that as that. We also have what we call faith healing. Faith healing here is a method of traditional medicine which is more concerned in solving emotional and psychological problems. All right, faith healing is also said to be what we call a method of traditional medicine. All right, trad medicine. All right, but here it is more concerned. It is concerned and particular about solving emotional. All right, solving emotional and psychological problem. Solving emotional and psychological problem. That's faith healings. So we have also what we call hydrotherapy. I think I need to erase the board. So we have hydrotherapy. All right. Hydrotherapy. Okay. Now, this is the treatment of disease through the use of water of various form and temperature. All right, the treatment of disease through the use of water of various temperature. Of various temperature. and form. And form. Various temperatures of various forms and temperature. Now it takes the form of cold bath, steamed bath, or hot bath. All right, whether cold bath, hot bath. No, it's supposed to be steamed first. Steamed bath or hot bath. Okay, strategies, a lot of ways. Okay, therapy. Each of these forms is prepared in some herbs. All right, whether cold, steamed, or hot, there are herbs. All right, prepared in some form of herbs based on the nature of the disease. All right, based on the nature of the disease. Some herbs based on the nature of that particular disease that you warrant which herb and what kind of temperature of water are you going to use in having your bath. Okay, so now we have each of these forms is prepared in some herbs, and based on the nature of the disease, it is used in the treatment of some kind of diseases, namely, all right, fever, general pains, catarrh, infection, asthma. All right, all these diseases, these are traditional ways of treating them. Also, we have divination. All right, when we say divination, what are we talking about? Divination. Here, it could be used. Now, it is an approach used in the traditional society to unveil, discover, all right? Discover, uncover, unveil, open, find out, whatever you want to call it, all right? The causes of disease or misfortune, including death. All right, it is not necessarily a healing method. All right, but it's particular about finding out what happened. All right, it is particular about unveiling. All right, it's an approach used in the traditional society to unveil the cause. Unveil. Okay, unveil the cause of disease or misfortune. So it is not necessarily a healing method. It's not necessarily, all right, a healing method. All right. Also, you can use this to check future, all right, to know what the future holds. So we have that as that. Now, divination could also be used to know the future of a newborn child, and also to find out things that have been hidden from the knowledge of the ordinary man. All right, it is used to also find out things that have been hidden, to discover things hidden to the ordinary man. All right, so we have that as that, and call it a wrap for today. Thank you very much, everyone. I believe you've been able to gain 18 or 2 into this class, and in our next class we'll be taking it from Islamic education. I'm going to say 1 or 2 things there, then we'll move on to the next thing. Hopefully by next week we should be done with this material. With this being said, look forward to see you all in forthcoming tutorials. Do have a wonderful evening. Bye bye.